Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. And today video, my video title is a $15,000 oversight. Why general inspection failed in commercial real estate. The thing is, I wasn't gonna make this video until maybe another couple months because I thought about doing an update video of like this a 6 month in after we purchase a property, but then I thought about it and going into the detail of it might be making it a very long video, so I'm just gonna break it apart. In this video, I'm gonna point out what kind of issue that I run into and how I'm gonna tailor my deal making next time. What kind of mistake I made and how I'm gonna change it. So if you follow my video, you'll know that back in November of 2025, our company purchases property. It's a 14 units property in Barstow, um, for 1.67 million, right? And because I have purchased a couple of property before this, so I thought buying this would be similar to the other one. So because and in addition to that, this property is pretty new. It's like it's built in 1986. So I thought there's not a lot of issue that could come up because if you look at the photo here, like this is the main photo, and then you have like the smaller one, like this is how the outside look. It's all bricks wall and two large building. And since it's built in 2000, in 1986, which is like fairly new compared to most property that I purchased before, and the other property didn't have a lot of issue. So I thought that okay, we can just come in, do the general thing, like once we went to escrow, we hired an inspector. We do a general inspection on all 14 units, and then see what come up. If that's not a lot of issue, then we can move on. Kind of like remove the contingency on the inspection, similar to like a purchase of a single unit or a fourplex 1 to 4 unit, by just doing a general like home inspection, and then the termite, determine how much that's gonna cost, and everything would be good, and we will move on and just rent it out. As you can see, the photo of these are like pretty good, right? So I mean, I went to the units itself and I looked. I looked at when they're doing the home inspection, and I didn't see a lot of like big issue, right? So I thought, okay, everything good. We didn't negotiate much on the price after the initial, like when we went into escrow. I think we only asked them to reduce like an extra 5,000. We went into escrow at the price of like what is it, 1.675, and then the termite report came out, and it's like around 10,000 to do a repair termite. So we're like, oh, can we split that in half? For the whole inspection, the inspector checked most of the things working at the time, so we thought, okay, that's good. Well, to my surprise, after we purchased this place, there are a lot of problems come up. Like we have issue with a couple of like water heater, and then a couple of leaks, and then the electrical panel, and a lot of stuff that even though it's showing up as minor in the home inspection, but it turned out to be a major issue. And that's one of the lessons that I learned. So compare, the next, here's what I need to do. Like I learned that the traditional home inspection doesn't work with this type of unit, the 14 units like this, or a big commercial property, because each unit need a thorough inspection, not just a general one. So with the 3 hours inspection for all these 14 units, it might not be enough time for the general inspector to do. And even if he was able to find out like, oh, there's a leak here, our assumption is, oh, it's a small leak, it might cost like a couple $100 to repair, but then we don't know the underlying issue of it. So what I'm gonna change, or what I learned from this, is that for in the future, any property that's beyond 4 units, I won't hire a general inspector anymore. We have to spend money to, first of all, bring in the specialized plumber, because we want to make sure that each and every unit the plumbing works. And if it's not, then we need a kind of like getting a quote from a plumber, see which one unit is leaking, and get a quote from them. Or is if the water heater is broken or is leaking, we will have to we'll add it into the repairs cost, and hopefully be able to renegotiate. Because each of the water heater in here, the repair and labor, like the part and labor for the repair of it, is probably $1,000. And if all 14 units need a new water heater, you're looking at 14,000 right there already for a 14 units like this. So the first thing I'll have to do is have to hire a specialized plumber. In addition to a plumber, you have to hire a specialized electrician too, because with electricity, anything that you need to do, you need a licensed person, because dealing with electricity, there's a big risk of somebody gonna get electrocuted. And the other reason is that even though I don't have a lot of issue with this property so far for the electricity, one of the property I recently saw, I was there, you know, just checking out the unit, and then speaking with one of the two of the tenants, to find out like some issue. And after talking to them for like a minute or two, I found out like they told me that even though they paying like market rate for the property, they don't have adequate like electricity. And during the summer, when when they need a lot of electricity because they have to plug in the AC and all the fan and stuff like that, the whole the whole complex, uh the the uh the electric shut down. Like it doesn't have enough power to provide for all the unit there. And that is something that if for for a general inspector, when they come in, the electricity is fine, but we won't know it until the summer. So it's a very good thing. Like if you want to buy something, make sure you walk the area. The best information that you can get is from the tenant themselves. Ask them specific question, like ask them, oh, do you have any water issue here, you have any leaking issue here, what kind of issue you usually have here, and stuff like that. That's how I was able to find out about the electrical issue with one of the units that I just looked at. And before that, I wouldn't even think about sending a special electrician just to do a general, like just to do a specialized inspection on it. So I have to fire, like now I'm gonna hire a plumber, do an inspection himself, for all the units. Something like this, maybe it's gonna cost you $1,000, but it's gonna be worth it for you. Don't try to save on that kind of money. Another thing for the electrician is probably going to cost you, a couple $100 to 1,000 too, to to inspect something like this. So that is a cost that you should be willing to pay, just to get the information and be able to use that information to renegotiate with the price. And the other thing is the termite. Like I did have a termite inspection here. The report came back 10,000 for a property like this, so it's not too bad. And but then that's something that I will have to bring in for the next deal as well. And then last but not least is the roof, because for the it's hard for a general inspector to know if the roof is leak or not. On the report, he might say, oh, there is a sign that it was repaired before, but if it's leaking now, he can't really tell because he can't really spray water up there or something like that. And if he's not a roofer, or if he's not specialized in roof repair, he won't see the sign. All he do is, oh, it might not work. I mean, I spent like 1,400 for the general inspector to do a general inspection on this property, but then that is something that even with 1,400, it's a one person, like 3 hour job. He might not be able to find out all the issue that I wanted to. So plumber, electrician, termite, and roof, and make sure you get a quote from each of them. That way you can have a hard evidence to go back to the seller and say, hey, this is what it's gonna cost me to upgrade all the property, so that I don't have any issue later on. I mean, up until this point, only 3 months, and I already spent like more than $15,000 on various issue, like the plumbing, electrical, and then the roof. I mean, I have a quote for a roof for like 5,000 for repairs, and then like a 20,000 for a new roof, and that one I haven't even touched yet. So make sure that you find out those information before close the escrow. And then one thing that I found out after the deal was done was that you need to talk to the insurance company and make sure that they send the inspector out to inspect the property first before it close, right? Because this time, like they just issued the policy and they didn't even send somebody out to do an inspection. And I thought, oh, after they issued the policy already, everything could be good, right? But then after we close escrow, they send an inspector, and if you look at this area right here, they told me that this area right here, because it used to have like a building here and it burned down, and then the previous owner just knocked it down, and leveling it, but then this one still have like some like wire or stuff that's sticking up from the ground, and the and the insurance inspector told us that this is a trip hazard. So how are we gonna fix that? So the thing is, we might want to put cement over and cover everything, so that it level, so that nobody can trip, which is gonna cost like a ton of money because this is like a really big area, or we have to put up a fence. And in order for them to issue us a liability insurance, we ended up putting a fence, and that fence cost us like around $5,000 to put. That's material and labor, and that is just for temporary. I mean, in the future, so right now we have a fence right here, this area right here, that the only purpose is service, not to let people in, which is kind of a waste. We could have saved that $5,000 if we know ahead of time and negotiate with the seller to reduce the price or something inside that purchase. So that is another lesson we have to we learn for next time, right? And then the last item that I didn't know until today is you can check with the city. When you found property that you like and you open up escrow of it, call up the city, call up the code violation department, and ask them about the property. Ask them, oh, when was the last time you come by and you check this property? Do I need a rental permit to operate this property? And is there any pending violation? Because the reason that I included them here, because again, it's something that you live, you learn, and then you move on, and you incorporate it into your process next time. Because the thing is, like, a couple of months after we purchased property, we got a call from a guy from the city. Like he's been trying to reach us, and then he said that one of the violations is like the light pole over here, like split up, it's falling apart, and he trying to reach the previous owner, and then the agent gave him like my contact so that he can reach out to us, and we need to fix that right away. The good thing is this only costs us like $300 to $400 to fix, but that's something that again, if you communicate with the city before close of escrow, they send somebody out, they do a thorough inspection, and they see any violation, and they make they request the correction during escrow. You can ask the seller to do that for you. But after escrow, you can't really, because the seller already done with his transaction, everything's done. He's not gonna worry about it. So that's another issue that we got. We have to fix like the light pole here because it's in violation of the city. And they even the city even tell us like for some of the dead palm like dead part of the palm tree, we have to trim them. And I got a quote for that for another 1,300 I think to trim that. And again, that's something that if you bring the city in before close escrow, you might be able to save that, or might be able to get the seller to reduce the price, or to get the seller to credit you back for those repairs. So even though the property is new, there could easily be a lot of issue that it's under the hood, and in order for you to be able to figure out what those are, you need to spend some money to bring in like the plumber, the electrician, the termite, the roof guy. Make sure the insurance company come by and inspect the place, and and not asking you to do something after escrow is closed once they issue the policy, because if we didn't comply to their request, they gonna cancel our policy, and we don't have like liability insurance. And the odd thing is with the insurance thing, like, so I was speaking with the what's it the agent, the insurance agent, and asked him, so how come because he's the same guy that sell the insurance for us to the previous owner, so he know. And then I asked him, okay, so how come an issue like this, how come the insurance company issue the policy to the previous owner? And lo and behold, I found out that, oh, he's paying like extra liability. His liability insurance was like 7,000, whereas ours only 3,900. But then the condition is we have to fix this, and because we agreed to the 3,900, we didn't even know about this issue until after escrow. So that's something that we should bring into the process next time. And then of course the city, make sure that there's no violation with the city at all. That way you can save some money down the line. And that's a couple of like mistake that we made, in this I made in this purchase of this property in Barstow, and I'm not intended to to make the same issue again, the same mistake again. Which I mean I'm glad that I learned all this, and hopefully I'll be able to save some money next time, because we already identified something that we want to acquire, and hopefully in 6 to 8 months we'll have a video of that. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out this video. If you have any question regarding real estate at all, buy, sell, rent, let us know. I am a licensed realtor since 2007, and I am investing in real estate since 2009. So anything about real estate, I should be able to help you with. And thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time.